Welcome to the participants of the webinar on India-China standoff at Ladakh and its impact on Kashmir issue.
This is a very important subject that we are dealing with today. I'll just make three fundamental points. One, what are the roots of the crisis that led to the standoff? Secondly, what are the implications for Kashmir and for Pakistan? And then thirdly, what in my view should be the way forward in terms of our policy. This is basically a crisis of the making of Mr. Modi and India. And he made the same miscalculation which Nehru made. Nehru also in '62, he had an imperial mindset and he tried to overreach vis-a-vis China, and then he got a thrashing. And similarly, about 50 years later, 60 years later, action replay has been there. The imperial mindset of Nehru has been reinforced with the ideological zeal of Mr. Modi.
Well, the immediate trigger, one could say, was India's expansionism, the zeal for expansionism, and the steps they took on August the 5th last year, October the 31st, and April the 2nd. Modi had threatened, as Senator Mushahid Hussain mentioned, POK, as they call it, Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Aksai Chin. So this was a direct threat to China and Pakistan. This year, at the Ladakh, I mean, as the situation deteriorated along the line of actual control, China took a very firm and robust stand to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Fortunately, I've had the pleasure and the privilege of flying in this area, the Karakoram Mountains, 50 years ago. In fact, using the helicopter that I flew in that time. So I have an idea of the terrain and I have an idea of what the things are. And I think strategically, the major point of concern that I had immediately was the nearness of Daulat Beg to the Karakoram Highway, and the fact that the Indians have repeatedly said that they are going to interdict the China-Pakistan economic corridor.
While this disengagement and this de-escalation happened in the last 3-4 days on the China-India border.
On 5th of August 2019, when India announced the annexation of occupied Kashmir and Ladakh, and then declared them union territory. And you would know that Ladakh is disputed between China and India. And this next day, the Chinese Foreign Ministry announced that this Indian action is unacceptable. Pakistan also denounced it.
There might be a difference between President Trump and his establishment, but the fact remains that something happened in the South China Sea that eventually led to the disengagement that happened between China and India.
You know, that was not the sole factor. In the South China Sea, there was show of power by the United States, but the Chinese were also very active. And in fact, it did not establish United States military supremacy in any case.
Prime Minister Modi's address to his nation, he assured his countrymen that no territory has been intruded by the Chinese. Therefore, if you go by his statement, as he told to his countrymen, then clearly the incident in which more than 20 Indian soldiers died was actually an attack on the Chinese post and an act of aggression. And the Chinese gave them a befitting reply.
So I would say that it was not a factor in the disengagement here along the LAC. I mean, at least that's what I believe. Second is that China was also ready with its platforms, and the United States doesn't want a direct confrontation with China at this point.
The Indians are actually boxed in by the public. You know, they treat their actors and actresses as gods and demigods. Actually, you know, they have become chief ministers and things like that. You see almost all their actresses, etc. And therefore, Bollywood movies, the Bollywood actually has become reality. And there in Bollywood, in the last few years, when India was doing pretty well economically and militarily in that sense, they sort of set up that thing that they can take on anybody. And now they find themselves against China in a terrain that is very difficult, and a terrain which is accessible easier from the Chinese side than from this side. They have taken on a dispute after August 5th. The nature of the game has changed, and therefore, the dispute has become enlarged.
In October 2019, to inaugurate some infrastructure, including a road they have built, which is called the Darbuk Shiok Daulat Beg Oldai Road, DSDBO, 255 kilometers along the line of actual control between China and India. And mind you, the China-India, there's no demarcated border on the ground, and this is not delineated on the map.
So this is the first, element of contradiction and confusion, deliberately caused by India. In reality, the only line of actual control was the one that was established by Indo-China War of 1962.
Tariq Mir, who reports from Srinagar, says the face-off between Chinese and Indian troops in Ladakh might eventually turn out to be only a sideshow to what becomes much bigger military confrontation this year between India and Pakistan along their long border in Kashmir.
When we talk of Jammu and Kashmir, it is now a trilateral issue. It's not the Kashmiri people are there, Pakistan, China, and India. So China is very much there, and it was China whose good offices Pakistan also cooperated with, who took this issue to the UN Security Council twice last year. And I would also like to add that China has now reaffirmed its old position, which was there 40 years ago, that the Kashmir issue should be resolved according to United Nations Security Council resolutions.
And the United States is using India as a pawn in the South Asian or South Asian, East Asian chessboard, and wants to develop it as a counterweight against China to decelerate the progress of China at the regional level and at the international level. And India has falsely promised to Washington that it would perform that role, but it cannot get its act together in doing this bidding.
In this current situation, which India is now facing, that they are now going to be also seeing CPEC, Gilgit-Baltistan, Azad Kashmir, as part of their core interests. Because when you look at the region, you cannot compartmentalize what is happening on that area of vis-a-vis Xinjiang and Tibet, Aksai Chin, and also linked with what is happening in Gilgit-Baltistan, Azad Kashmir, and CPEC.
We're constantly talking about this new world order. So the post-COVID world order, so to say.
We have a new world order, and this new world order is symbolized by the BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, and it is an alternative world order. It has its own international financial system, symbolized by AIIB, and it may be in its infancy, but it has the potential to compete with the existing world order.
So Pakistan's foreign policy needs a revamp to focus on that area. And we also have to finally prevent that the new Cold War, which some in the West are trying to conjure up, it should not come to our part of the world.
People say Black Lives Matter, BLM. I say Kashmiri lives matter also, right? Why cannot we have this as a slogan down and say, yes, we will go and say, this is the problem. Look at it. For one person, you have hundreds of people that are dying in Kashmir today or being subjected. Can you see the image of the young boy standing, sitting behind his grandfather who was killed by being dragged out of a car? Now, these are the images that we must bring forward.